Hello and welcome to our reflections for Monday, October the 17th. I'm filming it as usual the day before on Sunday, having spent the afternoon recovering happily, resting after an exciting day, welcoming 11 new church members into Lanchester Methodist Church. It's great when days like that come along to thrill your heart and make you really believe that you're the right person in the right place at the right time, doing the right sorts of things. It doesn't always work out like that, but this morning was a wonderful celebration, and sometimes it's like that, and sometimes it isn't. Sometimes you have the high points, sometimes the low points, as you will know from your own experience of life and faith as well. I want to share with you two events that have happened in the last 2 weeks that have made me think and made me reflect. The first was getting caught up in the royal visit of Prince Edward week last Thursday. Stephen, the district chair, was away on holiday, so I got the nudge to welcome Prince Edward on behalf of the Methodist district when he visited Brunswick Methodist Church in Newcastle. And I have to say, and I've said it to Stephen, what a thrill it is, what a privilege to be able to represent thousands and thousands of Methodist people and to be the person who embodies that sort of a welcome to a royal visitor such as Prince Edward. Such a privilege. And I felt that you were there with me, and that as he thanked me, not that it was up to me, but he thanked me for opening up the churches during the time of mourning and the funeral itself. I explained to him that we try to be at the hub of the community all the time, and talked about our longing to open up our church buildings as warm hubs during this cost of living crisis. So it is an honour. You hopefully make the most of the opportunities that come our way to explain something of what we're trying to do. That's what I was trying to do when I was chatting with Prince Edward. But a real privilege to be there on behalf of you and all the other Methodists in the Northeast. That was the first experience. It was a heartwarming one and a special buzz that, not that I was important, but that I was privileged to be able to represent you all. And I didn't make a bad mistake at all. I didn't put my foot in it, which was the nightmare scenario, I suppose. That's the other part of being given a responsibility. You have to discharge it as well as you can, as you know from your own experiences of life. The second event, though, that I wanted to talk about is this last week. I spent 3 days in Staffordshire on what the Methodist Church calls its Planning for Retirement course for ministers. It's still 2.5 years away for me, probably. A strange time of thinking, after all these, exciting things, suddenly the thought of not having that role, not having that position in the community, not having that sort of supportive community around me, not having the routine of days that I have become used to and deal with as well as I can, week in, week out. Not having that was a strange feeling, as it was the first time that I'd really confronted that possibility in a serious sort of way. And we talked about finding out who we are, who we really are, what we're good at, what we enjoy doing, what the opportunities might be, who we might continue to serve alongside, and in which groups we might find the support that we need when we haven't got that automatic role of being the minister of a church. It was a good time, and I met up with some old friends from college days, and we chatted and we sort of told our stories, and we wished each other the best in what will be a new adventure for us all. An unsettling one. When most people retire, of course, they leave a job, but they still have their home, they still have their circle of friends. Not so for ministers. But something to look forward to. Something that I don't need to micromanage because I haven't got a clue what it's going to look like anyway. The reading that's set for today, which I've finally got to, is the feeding of the 5,000 in Matthew's Gospel, chapter 14. It's a story that you know well. But the readings this week in the Methodist Prayer Handbook are headed Doubting and Trusting. You see, the disciples towards the end of the day raised all kinds of thoughts in my mind about coming towards the end of my active ministry. At the end of the day, they were challenged by Jesus to do what he asked, even though it seemed a very odd thing for them to be doing. And I think that's what we're all asked to do. When we find ourselves in a situation that we haven't encountered before, to follow the words that we're given, to keep trusting, not to be assailed by doubt that it might not work out so well. There are tons of unknowns about our retirement and what it'll mean. But I'm trusting, and I hope that I continue to trust that as God has looked after us so far, so he'll continue to do so. And that's our prayer in all situations, I think. Not just me in my particular and peculiar role as minister, but for all of you, in whatever you are doing. Keep trusting. Do what Jesus instructs you to do, like those disciples in Matthew 14. And all will be well as we try to do our best for him. May God bless you today and in all our days. Amen.